Yeah, so, but I do have a good job right now. Not a good job, but it's a decent job. Pays okay. I work in a pharmacy, and the worst thing about working in a pharmacy is you can never call it sick. You can never be like, I got a stomach, and be like, dude, come in, we have everything. It's like,
there's a creator. He created the world with a purpose. This purpose must be important enough to create a whole universe with all the heaviness and sadness and pain and pleasure and agony and ecstasy. All of this is worth some end goal, some purpose. I'd like to know what that is. And if I'm part of that purpose, I need to know what that is. So if you created me to do something and I can't figure out what that is, that's frustrating. So I know I have a purpose. I gotta have a purpose. I'm not a mistake. So somebody needed me for something and I can't figure out what it is. That's frustrating.
What about, I mean, there are plenty of people that say that they just don't believe in God, or that God doesn't exist.
So you'll notice they create their own God. It's like Bob Dylan's song, everybody's got to serve somebody. So either you're serving the government, or you're serving your parents, or you're serving your wife, or your husband, or somebody. You've got to be useful somewhere to someone for something. Otherwise, you just fade away. So everybody sets up their God. What you wake up for in the morning, that's your God. So many people say, I woke up in the morning to go to business, to further my career, to make it to whatever, and I got there. Now what?
Okay, I actually, what you're saying actually is really interesting, and I think I'm starting to understand it maybe, where it's everything else is finite. You know, everything ends at a certain point. So whatever you're going to serve, there's not really much to serve there, because it could end at any moment. But with God, it's an infinite idea or concept. You know, that's actually interesting.
But before we even get to God, if you spent your life saving people from whatever, a disease, saving people from hunger, saving people from, and then okay, that's it, no more hungry people. So you wasted your life?
No.
Of course not. Because what you did for them will go on forever. Now they're going to have kids, and their kids are going to be healthy, and so even before we get to God, if there's another, if you're doing something for someone else, that has a permanence, that has a life of its own. But if you're just gathering stuff for yourself, so now you got the car you wanted, you got the house you wanted, you got the yacht you wanted, and you've been to every exotic location and you've checked it all out. Now, that's a dead end. Now it's over. So it's not what you can do, but who you can do it for. Mm-hmm. And the same is true with marriage, and the same is true with Judaism. Judaism is not what you do, it's who you're doing it for. Religion is, if I do this, will I get that? You're not doing it for someone, you're doing it for something. Will I get to heaven? Will I be among the saints? Will I have Olam Haba? Will I be the greatest and most respected person in the world?
But some could say that could be a good drive, though, no? Because it's...
But it's a dead end.
Sure.
So it's not what you can accomplish, but it's who you can accomplish it for. The same thing with, like for example, the mitzvah of honoring your parents. What's the mitzvah? Mitzvah is to make their life a little easier. Well, how do you do that? Well, you carry their burdens, you bring them the food, you speak, you give them credit for whatever. You enhance their life because they gave you life. Why only your parents? Why shouldn't you do that with everyone you meet?
That's right. Yeah.
In some way you should. But with your parents, it's the who that counts. It's not what you do. It's realization of who you're doing it for. You think about it in the negative. You make fun of somebody. Not nice. You made fun of your mother?
There's a bigger weight to it.
Whoa, that's like a completely different...
Yeah.
Your own mother? What do you do? So it's the who. And the same is true with every mitzvah. Put on tefillin, keep Shabbos, keep kosher. For who? For who, not for what. So when people come and they say, what do I have to do this for? Not what. Who? So if God created you and needs you to do this, why should you do it?
Well, because he said so. Because it's the he, right?
Because somebody needs it.
Mm-hmm. So do you think it's more important to maybe do a small amount
for him
than to do it necessarily? Because that's a big thing. And yeshivas and even Judaism, you would say, says that it's more important to the doing than the reason behind why you're doing it.
But that's putting the cart before the...
I agree with you.
What comes first? The cart or the horse?
I don't know. Who came first, the chicken or the egg, right?
If you are committed to doing for him, then you would do it all. Naturally.
Maybe, but I mean...
If you're committed to him, you know?
It's difficult, you know?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
You have to be really inspired. But if you're not committed to him, how many mitzvahs are you going to do? One less than yesterday.
Right.
Like every day you're going to do a little less because what?
Right. Or you could, you know, everybody's on their own level, right? Everybody's trying to appreciate God or experience God or understand God or what is God. You know, you have a bunch of religious Jews walking around and they're just doing things to do, you know? They grew up doing it and
they're comfortable.
Yeah. And whatever. I mean, if they're happy, they're happy. I don't have necessarily have a problem with it, but the biggest issue I have with a lot of, and this is, I think, what necessarily Chabad stands for, is just people coming with this idea that you should know better. You know, I've had this before where people are like, "You want to put on tefillin?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not really in the mood today." It's like, come on, you know what's right for you.
What's right for you?
Yeah, you know what's right for you, and that's just like, come on, man, you don't even know what's right for you. That seems to be what bothers me the most, because I don't have a problem necessarily with religious Jews.
Okay,
but.
So let me give you a different perspective. No mitzvah is right for you, because if it's right for you, it's not a mitzvah. Then it's just you being you.
Right.
What do you need a mitzvah for? You need a mitzvah to tell you what's right for him, because you'll never guess. If somebody came to you and said, "Guess what God wants?" Would you ever say, "He wants me to wrap a leather box on my arm"? I mean, would you ever?
Yeah.
You can't do his thinking for him.
Right.
So if you want to know what he wants, well then, it works for him. It doesn't work for you. The beauty of a mitzvah is, it's not what you need.
What he needs, what he wants.
So a hungry man knocks on your door. He says, "Can you please give me something to eat?" And you say, "No, I don't need this." I know you don't need it. I know you don't need this. I'm the one who's starving here. So you want to give me a sandwich or no? So, well, no, I really don't need this.
Right.
That's why tzedakah is a mitzvah. Not good for you. It's not good for you.
Right.
It cost you. So where did God get lost in the picture? You got to do this. You got to do that. How come you're not doing this? Who's speaking here? Whose voice am I hearing? And like you say, most people grow up saying, "Oh, it's the voice of the community." I don't worship a community.
Right.
Unless they're my community, who do what I wanted.
Yeah, that's called a cult. So
That's right.
it'd be kind of nice, but
Or just any,
yeah.
my gang. If it's my gang, okay, but